Hello everyone and welcome to this Minecraft tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at creating this western themed store. These are the blocks you'll need to recreate the build. As always, you'll have some placeholder blocks left over at the end. Finally, you'll want to clear an area of 17 blocks by 19 blocks for the build. Now let's get started. So the first thing we're going to build is the wooden outline, and we're going to be using some stripped spruce logs for this. So you want to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Then we want to pillar up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you want to repeat the same at the other side. Then once your front two pillars are in, you want to pillar up 7 blocks high in each of the 2 back corner blocks. Then once we have our pillars, what you're going to want to do is you want to come out 1 additional block at the front of the building. Then you're going to want to remove the blocks at the top of the pillars we just made and come all the way across horizontally with your spruce logs. So they should look like that, and you want to make sure you do that on both sides. Then going horizontally again, we basically want to join up the 4 corners at the back and at the front. For the little walkway outside the front of the store, what you want to do is line yourself up with one of the corners at the front and come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Then build all the way across to the other side. Just like so, then come out again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And what you want to do is join the front side with these planks and fill in the gap in the middle. Next up, taking our birch stairs from the left hand side of the walkway, you want to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block gap, then place 1, 2, 3, 4 stairs going along just like that. Then you want to take whatever blocks you're using for the ground of your area, and you want to remove these temporary outline blocks and fill them in with the matching ground blocks. So next up, we're going to build some little posts where we could tie up our horses, or our visitors could tie up our horses. So coming to the left hand side of the stairs, I'm going to leave a 1 block gap here, place a fence here and a fence right at the edge of our walkway, place a temporary stripped birch log like that, then build all the way across horizontally, remove this and place that horizontally so it should look like that. Then coming to the right hand side of our stairs, I'm going to place a fence here, leave a 2 block gap, place an off fence, temporary birch log like that, build horizontally with them, and replace this one so it matches up. Then I'm going to leave a 1 block gap here, place a fence here, and then do the exact same, just building a little post like that at the edge. So now we're going to start by working on the walls. So what I'm going to start with is working on the facade that's going to go at the top of the building. And to do this, I'm going to take our stripped spruce logs once more, and on this block that's extended out from the bottom outline, I'm going to build up 12 blocks high at either side. So now that I have the sides finished, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a horizontal block here, remove this vertical block and replace it with a horizontal one, and go all the way across to the other side. And once we get here, we're going to replace that with a horizontal block as well. And to finish off the facade, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come 1 up this horizontal block here and go all the way across, joining the sides once more. So when you're finished, you just have something that looks like that. So next up, you're going to want your orange terracotta, and what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to fill in the gap between this front wall here, just joining that up. And once that's all filled in, I'm going to keep the orange terracotta out, and I'm simply going to fill in this gap of our facade with the orange terracotta as well. Then to finish off the walls of the store, what I'm going to do is for the sides and the back, I'm going to come in 1 block from our wooden outline, and I'm going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I'm going to fill in this little gap between our wall and our facade. And I'm simply just going to repeat this all the way around, joining up the front of the building with the sides and the back. So now it's time to start working on the roof. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my spruce stairs and I'm going to come where the side of the building meets the front facade. I'm going to place a right side upstairs here like this, and then another one here like that. And I'm simply going to staircase all the way up, moving up a block and in a block, until I get to just under the top log of the facade. So you should end up with an 8 high staircase. I'm then going to take a spruce slab and place that at the bottom of the log at the top of our facade. And I'm simply going to do the same again over at the opposite side of the building, just staircasing up 8 blocks. So both sides should meet just like that. Then what you want to do is with your stairs, you're simply going to build all the way across the entirety of the roof, and you want to come out additional block from the wall so you have a little bit of an overhang at the back of the building. So now that the general shape of the roof is finished, we're going to add a little bit of detail. So what I'm going to do first is at each of the back corners, I'm going to take some spruce fences and I'm going to build up from our logs until we hit our stills just above them. Then I'm going to take some spruce fence gates and build all the way along the walls at the back and side of the building. Then when you're finished with the fences and fence gates, it looks something like this. Then I'm going to take my stairs and I'm going to add a little bit of an underhang to both sides of the building. So once you've added the upside down stairs underneath the sides of the roof, I'm going to do the exact same to the back of the roof just to thicken it up a little bit. So after adding your upside down stairs, your roof should look like that. And for one last little bit, I'm going to place an upside down stair just underneath the slab like so. And to finish off with the roof, I'm going to break up the spruce texture by adding in some dark oak stairs. So I'm just going to go randomly about the roof, breaking out some stairs and replacing them with the dark oak. And you can add as many or as little dark oak stairs as you would like. Then once you've added in your dark oak stairs, your finished roof should look like this. So now that the roof's finished, let's add some details to our walls. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add some stone buttons to these two corner logs like so. So that just acts as little nails. Then I'm going to take some spruce fence gates and I'm going to place them all along the front here, and I'm going to make sure all of them have been opened up. Next up, I'm going to add some windows to our bottom wall, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a 2 block gap here. Then I'm going to break out a 1x3 block gap and replace that with glass panes. And then going to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block gap here and knock out a 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3 gap like so. And once again, filling in the gap with our glass panes. So now that I have our windows added, we need a way to actually get into the store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a 1 block gap beside this big window here, knock out 3x2 like so, replace the bottom blocks with some dark oak planks, place some dark oak stairs on the inside just like that. Then for a little bit more detail, I'm going to add some upside down acacia stairs just as a little lip on the inside of the door. Next up, I'm going to take some brick blocks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace some of our orange terracotta around the bottom with these brick blocks. So it looks like the sort of paint on the walls has started to chip off and it's exposing the brick due to wear and tear. And to help break up the orange terracotta texture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some stripped acacia logs and red sand, and I'm just going to randomly place these about the wall. So once you've added those blocks in, it should look something like this. Just helps break up the sort of plain boring texture of the orange terracotta. And finally, to finish off, what I want to do is I want to add one of the 2x1 paintings just over here, just to act as sort of a little advertisement at the front. I think that looks good. It seems like a sort of westernly gentleman, maybe in some business attire. So coming up to the top of our build, what we're going to do is over at this side, I'm going to leave a 1 block gap here of terracotta, and I'm going to knock out a 2x3 hole here. I'm going to fill this in with glass, so this makes a window. I'm then going to take some spruce trapdoors, place them 4 along just like this. Take spruce fences, place them 2 high at either side of our window. Now with some spruce stairs, I'm going to place them on top of the fences, going in towards the centre of the window. I'm then going to come up and in a block and place another 2 stairs that meet in the middle like so. Then I'm going to take some spruce slabs and place them at the top of the glass block just like that. Then you're going to want to repeat this design over at the opposite side as well. Next up, we're going to work on adding a bigger centre window in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a 1, 2, 3 block gap, and I'm going to knock out a 3x3 hole like so. Fill this in with our glass panes, just like that. Taking our spruce trapdoors once again and going all the way across, coming out one either side from the window. Place our 2 fences again. spruce stair on top of our spruce fences like so. Another spruce stair at the top, just like that. Then in the centre here, I'm going to place an upside down stair and I'm going to top it off with a spruce slab. And to finish off, I'm going to add some spruce slabs underneath just like so. So next up, we're going to add a little bit of signage up to the top of the building. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to leave a 1 block terracotta gap at the top and a 1 block terracotta gap at the side. Place a temporary strip spruce log here, then come down vertically 1, 2, 3. Remove this top block and replace it with a vertical block like so. Build all the way across to the opposite side of the front like that. And come down vertical with 3 blocks again. Place this block at the top and join up the bottom. So just have a little stripped log design like that. Then taking some shroom lights, I'm going to fill in this gap. And this will just help light up our sign at night time. And now I'm going to go get my banners and place them in front of the shroom lights. So I've just added some banners to spell out town store and I've included a little dollar symbol at the end. I'll leave a link to the banner patterns in the description down below so you can copy this, or you could spell out a different word. Maybe you have a name for your store, you can add that there. And just like we've done down the bottom where we've broke up the terracotta texture, we're going to take some stripped acacia and some red sand, and I'm just going to randomly place these about, just breaking up that plain boring solid terracotta texture. So once you've added in those blocks, you should have something that looks a little like this. So now that the front of the store is finished, we're going to start working on the sides, and I'm going to begin with what would be the left hand side if you're looking towards the front of the store. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the blocks that we're using for our ground and remove our outline blocks and replace them with that. Next up, I'm going to add a little flower planter. So what I'm going to do is leave a 1, 2, 3 block gap here, place 1, 2, 3, 4 grass blocks, place some oak trapdoors in front of them and flip them up like so. Then you can take whatever flowers you like best and place them on top. So you should have something that looks like that. Next up, I'm going to add a window above our flower planter here. So what I'm going to do is knock out a 4x2 gap here, then go up one more level, knocking out the middle 2 blocks like so. Fill the gap in with our glass panes. And on either side, we want to put 2 fences going up like so. Take our spruce slabs and place them on top of the fence just like that. Take a spruce stair and place that going in towards the middle of the window. Make sure it's the right way up. Then we're going to take our spruce slabs, place them at the top of the window there like that, and then another one just at the top like so. Then just like what we've done at the front, I'm going to place some brick blocks along the bottom of the wall here just to make it a bit of wear and tear that the paint is all chipped off. Then I'm going to break up the texture of the terracotta by adding in our stripped acacia and red sand blocks, and make sure you do the top as well. So as you're finished, the wall should look something like this. So over at the opposite side of the building, what I'm going to start with again is removing these outline blocks and replacing them with the blocks we're using for the ground around the area. Then my plan for this wall is to make it look a lot more run down and less detailed than the other side. So over at this bit, I'm going to go a lot heavier with the bricks that we're using on the bottom. So over at this side, there's a lot more of the sort of paint on the walls have chipped off and it looks a lot more run down. And next I'm going to add in our texture blocks with our stripped acacia logs and our red sand. So now that we've textured the wall, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off by adding a couple paintings over this side just to act as little sort of advertisements once again. So once you're finished, you just have something that looks like this. So to finish off the store, we're going to work on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace these outline blocks as always. I'm then going to take some stone buttons and place them to the corner blocks here. So that will look like nails just holding the corner wood together. Then I'm going to take the orange terracotta and I'm going to fill in the gap between the bottom of the wall here and the roof there. Next up, I'm going to add a little bit more of our brick blocks along the bottom, just like so. Just have something that looks like that. It's not as run down as the side that we just worked on. Next up, to make the back of the building look a bit more unique, we're going to add in a nice big window here, which will also help lighten up the build and make it a lot more bright, bringing in the natural sunlight. So to do this, I'm going to leave a 1-2 block gap at the top here, break this block, break 3 blocks along here, 5 blocks along going down another level, then 7 blocks along underneath that, so that will act as our middle row. Then we'll go back to knocking out a 5 block gap here, 3 block gap down once more, and a 1 block gap just above our fence gates like that. So this is the pattern you should end up with, and you want to fill this in with your glass panes. And just like what we've done on the rest of the walls, we're going to take our stripped acacia logs and our red sand and just break up this solid orange terracotta and make it a bit more detailed. And there we have it, your very own Western themed store. If you're looking to mix up the build, you could look at changing the terracotta and bricks for a more traditional all wood design. I would personally suggest using spruce and mixing in some dark oak and stair blocks to help break up the wood texture. If you're looking for more Western themed Minecraft content, you can find more videos on my channel. I'm currently doing an SMP playthrough where I'm setting up my own Western town. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the tutorial, be sure to like and subscribe for more content in the future. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!